Hello and welcome to another FPL Advice video. Today we're going to review my Game Week 4 team, and we're also going to look at different transfer options that I'm looking to make heading into Game Week 5. So let's get to it. So in Game Week 4, as you guys can see, I got 68 points where the average was only 57. So I'm pretty happy with that. My ranking didn't really change. It was, I think, 60,000. Now it's roughly 61.5. So I did drop just a little bit, but I think that's a 1 point difference, which is really nothing. I'm a little disappointed with DCL because I just transferred him in and he's obviously injured. So I did get Livramento to come in for him, which I'm pretty happy with because I know a lot of you had a player like Ailing or someone like that come in with only 1 or 2 points. So Livramento got me 6. I'm happy with that. Antonio, a bit unfortunate, but I do look to keep him going forward. He's going to miss the Man U game, which I don't think he was going to perform that well in anyways. So that's kind of the plan there. But before we get into my Game Week 5 transfer options, please make sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you're new to FPL Advice. Drop a comment down below and do let me know how you did in Game Week 4. I'm really interested in how you guys are doing. So heading into Game Week 5, I do have 2 free transfers. And as you guys can see, the transfers that I would make in this option would be DCL for Jimenez and then Brownhill for Gray. I think it's a great option because I don't have to take any hits here. And I do get Jimenez, who has incredible fixtures, and then Gray, obviously, who's been performing like crazy. So it would mean that I would have to start either Sofal or Benrahma in Game Week 5, which I just don't think both players are going to perform. I don't think that Sofal can keep a clean sheet against Man U. And I also don't see Benrahma getting many returns, especially with Antonio being out in Game Week 5. So option 2 is very similar to option 1. I still transfer out DCL and bring in Jimenez. However, I do transfer out Benrahma in this option. I bring in Rafinha, who I do think is a better player overall, but also has better fixtures than Gray. And I do like the fact that I am left with 0.9 million in the bank after making this trade. This does mean that I would have to start Sofal against Man U, which I guess just fingers crossed it's a 0-0 game here, but I do like this option. I wouldn't have to take any hits here, and I am bringing in a Wolves and a Leeds kind of attacker, right? So I think for the next 5 fixtures, I'm in a really good position with making these 2 trades. For option 3, I would be making 3 transfers, and I really like this option because I would bring in Jimenez, Rafinha, and Lukaku for DCL, Fernandes, and Tony. I think this would put me in an incredible position for Game Week 7. I would already have a Chelsea player. And then if I rolled my Game Week 6 transfer into Game Week 7, I would then have 2 free transfers with 1.5 million in the bank, which means I could easily swap Ailing for a Reece James and then maybe a Sofal for a Rudiger. I could then double up on Chelsea defense starting Game Week 7 and already have Lukaku in my team. I think this puts me in a really good position. And again, I have not taken any hits all season, so I feel comfortable kind of making that 1 hit here. So option 4 would be to activate my wildcard, and I think it's a phenomenal time to do it. If you have already done it, make sure to check out my last video. This team selection that you see in front of you is actually from that video where I used expected data to select this team. So if that's kind of interesting to you, make sure to check that out. But other than that, the reason I picked this team is you kind of have 4 premium players. You have Trent, Salah, Lukaku, and Ronaldo. So you're put in a very good position going into Game Week 5 and onward. I do love the fact that this team does have 2 Chelsea players already. So heading into Game Week 7, you kind of already have them in your team. I do like Pepe, and again, if you want to know why, make sure to watch my last video. But I think Pepe is a great option at that 7 million price point. But if you don't want to go with him, because I know even Arsenal fans have been telling me to stay away, if you want to go to Torres or someone like that, you obviously can. But again, I think this is a great option. I am a little hesitant to use my wildcard in Game Week 5, especially where I don't necessarily need to. I think I still have a very good team going into Game Week 5 if I use 2 transfers or potentially even 3. So I think this is a phenomenal option though, especially if you need to do it. So if I did go with this option, I would start Sanchez, Reece James, Trent, and Martial at the back. then all my midfielders to start, and then obviously Lukaku and Ronaldo. I think this would put me in a very good position in Game Week 5 to kind of outperform, but also in Game Week 6, 7, and onward. Thank you all so much for watching. And again, if you wouldn't mind, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you have activated your wildcard, make sure to check out my last video. And do let me know in the comments below which option you like the most and which option you think I should go for and why. Also, let me know what your plans are going into Game Week 5. But again, thank you, and until next time.